This clip is brought to you by Piedmontese Beef, the best beef on the planet. Use code POWER for 25% off your entire order. Enjoy the clip and enjoy your meat.
You know, there's always something that happens that will make you change, or, you know, something that happens that forces you to, or will make you remember why you did certain things that makes big impact on your life. So for me, the only reason I got shredded and did stage shows was because I worked in a gym, and one of the PTs, Tristan, he was the one that said to me, "You're wasting your potential. You need to shred down and do a show." And thankfully I said yes, because I didn't really think I could ever be shredded, because being shredded was, again, a different level to being muscly.
Yeah.
Because you can be muscly but not shredded. And if I hadn't said yes to him and gone through the whole chicken, rice and broccoli, just 6 times a day, jeez, I can't eat broccoli now. I can't eat tuna. Tin tuna I can't do anymore, and broccoli sometimes makes me sick.
But do you think you could have diet, like with all you know now,
right,
as far as calories and stuff, and don't you think you could have dieted in a different way to get that lean?
Oh, with all I know now, absolutely. Yeah. We made so many mistakes.
Yeah.
So many mistakes and so many silly things. I mean, but at the same time, one of my friends actually said, well, maybe you had to make that mistake to know that you should never, ever, ever do that again. So in a way, although, yes, it wasn't optimal, but it was what worked for then. And because I did that, that was how the whole social media career started for me. If I hadn't done all of that and listened to him, I would never have gotten leaner. Because you know, when you're shredded, I don't know if you, I mean, most of us did. We took loads of pictures, and then you start drip feeding the pictures every week. You're like shredded TBT. Back to when I was shredded.
I remember
TBT.
that. It would be like Throwback Thursday.
Throwback Thursday when I was shredded. Yeah. So that was the main thing that got me to, well, people to start to recognize what I do and recognize my physique.
I got a question here. How did you get big? Because it's one thing to be lean,
right?
But you're big. How'd you get, like, what, was there a particular style of training, or do you think you just responded well to training? Was there something specific that you did?
Honestly, it was old school way of getting me. It was just bulking and then training. I bought the Arnold encyclopedia of bodybuilding.
Yeah.
I bought that, and I was just like, and then reading all of that. And then with dieting, I started to learn what bulking was. And
how heavy did you let yourself get? Like, what was your heaviest on like a bulk?
115, 116 was around my heaviest.
Wait, how much do you weigh now? Because you still look dense.
I'm about 113, well, 114 after Christmas, but 112 is what I try and stay, well, 110 is what ideally I want to be at. Because that is not too heavy that I can, because now
so you're around 112?
Yeah.
We're the same weight. We're
what's the actual pounds?
It's 246.
246.
Yeah. So the thing is, what I've realized is the heavier I start to get when I do conditioning workouts, it's just a struggle. You know, the aerobic stuff is just a killer. Yeah. So I try not to get too heavy. But with bulking, like old school bulking, you know, when I started to add size was just eating a lot. And I started to learn more macros and calories, and I was just loads of food. Yeah. And yeah, bodybuilding I used to do, because when you're younger, you have time. So I was at uni, at college at uni, and I would train twice a day. I used to do the twice a day training, and then I used to do the old school shoulders. So what single body parts? You know, now everybody's like, no, you don't need to do that anymore. You can do full body. You can do push pull. I found
that to be really motivating, just to pick one body part, because it's like really simple. Oh, I'm just going to do shoulders today. I found it's easy to be consistent with that.
Yeah. So I mean, now there's so many scientific research that says you can now just do push pull, full body, and that's optimal too. But I did the old school way. You know how bodybuilders would do shoulders in the morning, maybe like back in the evening, you know, biceps in the morning, and, you know, something else in the evening. I did that. I had the time. And when I worked in retail, I would go to the gym early in the morning and do my cardio work, and then go back and do some bodybuilding. So I did.
Don't tell us that you worked at Abercrombie.
No.
Okay.
I did, sadly.
No, I didn't work at Abercrombie. Okay, I worked in Selfridges, and I worked for Reese, and that's slightly more cooler than working for
what's
Abercrombie.
Selfridges?
Selfridges is like a really if you go to London, if you go to England, if you go to Central London, West End, Selfridges are this big. Do you know Harrods? You've heard of Harrods, surely? No.
What's Harrods?
Harrods is, it's one of those. What would I equivalent? You know, like Macy's in New York.
Yeah.
So Selfridges is similar to that.
Okay.
So really expensive, cool, but Selfridges had a mix of super expensive and cool brands. And when you were young, you wanted to work either for Selfridges or Harrods. Harrods was more luxury. So that's in Knightsbridge. So I worked in Selfridges in West End, and everyone's cool and trendy. So that was when I lost a lot of weight and I was feeling myself. And that's kind of why I worked in Selfridges. So
just Selfridges, the website, that's all.
Oh, you can find pictures of what it looks like. It's a big department store, but it's bougie as anything. So that was kind of, for me, working there made me also, it's like you're trying to impress people, right? So that's why I started to go to the gym more, just so that I can impress people. And actually, I quit that job because I became a personal trainer. I didn't know you could be a personal trainer. I didn't know that was a job. So, and my parents were like, my mum was like, what? Personal trainer? Because I went to uni and studied marketing and finance.
How'd they feel about that?
They were like, well, what does that mean? That doesn't sound like a job. You teach people how to exercise. And I was, I was like, yeah, that's a job. You can do that. And I mean, it's taken a while. I mean, even still, when I started doing this whole social media thing, they were like, okay, what do you do? What exactly is your job title? And I'm like, I teach people how to lift weights. And Nigerians now they're getting better at understanding what that means. But when I was a personal trainer, it took a while for my mum especially to like realize that this is actually an option as a job. And that was when I went full into fitness. That was when I was full into the whole bodybuilding. I had the bags with your meals that you can put. I can't remember the name of it.
Six-pack bags.
Yeah, the Tupperware full of your meals, walking around with that. And then just having
gallon of water.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you like this clip, go ahead and comment down below and let us know what you liked about it. All right. Share this with a friend. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, we are on Reddit and Discord. All that's down below. All our sponsors and everyone that supports us down below there too, so you can get whatever you like from us. All right. Peace.